How did you manage to support yourself?
It was difficult, really, that was. And then we have two extra kids, wonderful kids, Huda and Mona born. So I didn't receive any money from my office. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Ibrahim Kattan. I am glad you have many questions on my first episode and I'm looking forward to respond to all your questions. Today we go over very brief of my experience over many countries I lived in over 1 year. So I give you some of the experience I had on these countries. First of all, I would like to be thankful and grateful to Allah, God, for everything the family has, blessing and mercy and very successful, good health and very united, loving each other, respecting each other and giving to the society. My life in Iraq was very simple and I am from middle-class family. My father used to work very hard. That's why I also learned from him. With the big family, my father has 10 kids, so 5 boys and 5 girls. I am the oldest of the family and I was spoiled because between me and the next one was almost 7-8 years. So my mother was very close to me and she was my mentor all my life and I love her, Allah yarhamha. Our budget was very strict, of course. When you have one person working in the family, just my father, and you have like 10 kids, and plus my mom and dad, you know, to have a house, to have the, let's say, food and all these expenses, is not easy. So we didn't have actually luxury life. At the high school, I knew actually if I don't get scholarship and grant, I will be stuck there because my father cannot support me to the university on his own budget. So my objective was to be the best student, and I was actually the best student. So I got a grant and so decided to go to Yugoslavia and study there. I got a grant, that means I have a salary, I have all the expenses for the books, for dormitory. I used to receive around $60 a month. So I was living like king. Let's say my salary was equivalent to the professor at that time. So my life was good. I have a scholarship, I received money, so I have a lot of fun. My best life was that in Yugoslavia, but that part for me was perfect and excellent. I cannot complain. After I finished my degree in Yugoslavia, I come back to my country, to Iraq, and as a rule, you have to serve in the army, so I serve in the military. Because of my degree in aeronautics, I served in Iraqi Air Force for 3 years, and during that period, they sent me to Russia. Life in Russia is different at that time. This is we're talking about early 70s. It was very strict. We just follow whatever they took us. After finishing my service in Iraqi Air Force, I was actually, of course, looking for the job, so the closest job for me is airline. I was lucky to get a job as aeronautical engineer in Iraqi Airlines. So I worked there also another 2 years, and then after that I moved to National Center for Consultancy and Management. And that was an excellent job for me. And finally, I went for the master's degree in Birmingham University in 1974 and finished the degree there in 2 years. I moved to US in 1980 before Iraq-Iran war. So I went to finish my PhD in doctorate in engineering. I went there and after a short time, the Iraq-Iran war started. So I didn't receive any money from my office, so I was my own expenses. We moved, 4 of us, my wife and me, and Khalid, my son, and Alia, my daughter. It was difficult, really, that was a very difficult time. I was in between quitting my PhD to start looking for a job. And then we have 2 extra kids, wonderful kids, Huda and Mona born. So we become actually six, family of six, and it was very hard to survive financially without looking for a job. That's why I actually decided to go and look for a full-time job. And then I got an offer on the day of Muna's birthday almost. The same day I got an offer from American Airlines to be Operational Research Analyst. They gave me offer, however, before I joined them, they sent me a message, you have to have a green card. So I told them, I mentioned that I don't have a green card. So they said, okay, you are not joining us. We don't want you without a green card. So then I went to another option. Life is not easy and you have to try to adjust, depend on the environment. So I started to look for a job, and then finally I got a job at the university job as teaching, but it was very low salary. But at that time I didn't care about salary, I just want to survive. So I received an offer from Tennessee Technological University. So all the family moved from Oklahoma to there, to Tennessee, to survive. I finished my PhD in Tennessee. While I am a student and I am working there, they allow me to finish my PhD in industrial engineering till 1997. And after 1997, Huda and Mona became teenager at that time. I start having some problem because I just try to look for some area where we have more our culture. So I decided to move in Massachusetts. So I moved in 1998, January exactly, to Boston area, to Massachusetts, and I got a job there as associate professor. For Huda and Mona was difficult because they miss their friend. They have so many friends in Tennessee, very nice family, but we didn't have our culture, so they lost the root. So I want them to have the root of the culture. In Massachusetts, there are so many people from our culture, so they associate with them. We have a weekly meeting or celebration or some party, so the life changed. And in Massachusetts, obviously, Huda met Chris. That's why Huda loved Massachusetts. So Chris is from New Bedford. He born in Massachusetts. Very nice man. He started dating my daughter, but I was very careful watching both of them. At the end, of course, they married together and they are happy. After September 11, the life a little bit become for the Arab people, Muslim people, hard in the US, especially at the beginning after September 11. So I decided to move. My intention was to move to this dynamic area. And then I found actually the advertised for American University of Sharjah, and I applied and I have interview. So I moved to this place. And I'm very happy we moved. But before we moved, I always have a meeting. I call it family meeting. So we sat together and majority approved and say, let's move to UAE. Obviously, again, to move from Boston area to here, at the beginning we have some Huda and Mona missing some friend, but they need to adjust. See, this is the point. We cannot actually take some one point and say, okay, they will be depressed because they move, we will not move. No, we can actually overcome that if there is a higher objective. They adjust and they are very happy we moved here, and we love this country. This is the best country from all what I saw. Very secure, lovable people, and has many opportunity, and you can actually, of course, prosper and develop yourself and be clear and have many, many friends. The secret of living long and happy is eat less, walk double, love triple, and love without measurement. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like and put any comments, any question you have. And I want you to be happy, strong, and look forward to see you in the next episode. I love you all.